conversations with turned into voice of the people, the crew for you. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, bring the light of minds, we shine, we break on through. Conversations with them too. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, your voice matters, you give shine through. Conversations with them too. Yeah. You are the stage. Shine. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity.
What's up, family? It's Aaron Avont Johnson here, international award-winning filmmaker. As a horror fanatic as I am, I present to you my all-black horror film, The Hunting at River Falls. Check out this scene.
One day, I will die, Lisa, and when I'm gone, this shop will be yours. But to guide others, you must first master the art of crossing over. It's a gift you've always had, even as a little girl. First, clear your mind and listen only to my voice. Breathe in and out. Let your spirit rise, weightless, drifting away like a leaf on the water.
Yo, fire!
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Wow.
Yeah, I had fun with that one. That was my recent short, The Hunting of River Falls. So that, I know everybody been talking about the AI thing, so I said, you know what? Let me throw my little hat in it. Let me see what a filmmaker can do with this little AI thing. So it was fun. It was fun. You know, everybody's asking for something else. So I'm like, okay.
All right, family. Hold that thought, Aaron. Family, what's going on? You are tuned in to Conversations with Them Two. And tonight we've got a powerful, inspiring, and thought-provoking conversation lined up just for you. I'm your boy MJ, and always I'm joined by my incredible, oh so lovely and talkative co-host.
Wait a minute, incredible? Oh, okay.
It's 2026. Now don't start. I'm being nice. Incredible Lady Des. What's up?
What's up? Hey, family. I am excited about tonight. This one is one for the books, y'all. Tonight's guest is someone whose storytelling just doesn't, it's just not for entertainment, y'all. It moves you, it challenges you, it sticks with you long after the credits roll. And listen, I have been working with Aaron since he was 12. He gonna tell you when he started, but listen, he was helping Real Love Ministries when he was yay high. I can't believe how grown he is now, MJ.
Most definitely. You know, we're honored to welcome an international award-winning storyteller and filmmaker who happens to be a visionary creative who continues to make his mark in the film industry.
Absolutely. He is also a producer of the new movie, The Hunting of River Falls, which you all just saw the small clip of. And tonight we're going to dive into that project along with his journey, his passion, and whatever's next on the horizon for Aaron Johnson.
So family, help us welcome to Conversations with Them Two. He is no stranger. He is definitely family. One of Miami's very own, Mr. Aaron Avont Johnson. What up, fam?
Woo, what an introduction, y'all. Y'all made me sound like I'm somebody. I'm already
research.
You are somebody. So, Aaron, let's start at the beginning. So, before the awards, before the recognition, what sparked your passion for storytelling and filmmaking, and how did the journey begin for you?
All right. Let's see. Beforehand, What's funny, I actually wanted to be an actor first. I wanted to be an actor when I was 8. And I remember I had found some type of children's theater, and I told my parents, I said, put me in this. I want to go to this. Me being a young mind, I didn't know you had to pay for these classes. So they took me to one class, and I remember me and my brother, we did like this whole improv, got a standing ovation from everybody. And I was like, I want to go back next week. And they was like, well, pump your brakes, son. These classes ain't cheap. Pump your brakes. So I was just like, okay, I hung that up after that. And then when I was 9 years old, my mom, she was trying to like edit something on her laptop. And I was like, well, let me see your laptop. Let me see if I can figure it out. And I had put together like a slideshow presentation for her. And outside of that, I said, yeah, this is whatever this road is. This is what I want to do, you know. And then also, I'm a church kid, church boy, preacher's kid. So growing up, I was doing all the commercials and media for, you know, our ministries and other ministries as well. And like my family here, Real Love Ministries, like doing all kinds of commercials and all of that at that age. And yeah, that's like the genesis of it, of how it kind of kicked off.
Hey, MJ, let me throw this in here. Aaron and his parents were the first ones to take Eddie and I to South Beach.
Yep.
We shot that whole commercial clip for Night of Passion on the beach, and
early in the morning.
freezing.
Yeah, and then I think I turned around and did. I think I shot you all's first. Was it not you all's first? It was.
You shot the
2013.
The second one. Yeah, 2013.
Okay, yeah. I came and I shot the Real Love Ministries, the actual event and everything. Yeah. It was y'all know how to put on something. Y'all definitely know how to put on something. And look, I'm gonna make you laugh. I said I was in there trying to be a one-man band. I had one camera here trying to get all the couples, and then all of the couples started dancing on the dance floor. I'm coming through with a little camera on a little tripod.
I said, oh my God.
So I'm like, all you see is this large stick just roaming through, but you can't see me. I'm so short. It was, it was a time.
Those humble beginnings, I tell you.
Humble beginnings, yes. Aaron, your work feels so intentional and layered. What does storytelling mean to you on a deeper level, beyond film, beyond business? What does storytelling mean to you?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say storytelling is the genesis of human creation. It's the genesis of who we are. You know, we all have a story. Everybody got a story. And honestly, what is a life to live without a story? So I kind of, you know, I this is something that I actually just came into. What's the word? This is something I just came into. Like I had a realization moment that my particular vision of how I see film, of how I see something is very unique, and it's not saying it's better than anybody's else at all. I've just learned to kind of grow as I'm getting older. I just learned to kind of appreciate the way I see life through, you know, my lens of certain things. And I hope that message kind of translate, you know. It's going to entertain you. You know, it's gonna shock you some way, somehow. You know, even if I have a good movie, watch people dying in a happy movie, I don't know. It's just the way my mind works. Because I have a lot of people that say, Aaron, when you gonna come out with a good movie, like a happy movie, something that's gonna make us smile and laugh. They say your stuff, we need tissue boxes.
Hey, but your plays were funny. Your plays were awesome.
Yeah, the plays were definitely funny. I'm growing as I'm getting older. I'm realizing I'm just tapping into other parts of myself. You know, because I love comedy. I'm a big comedy head. I'm a big horror head, as you guys can see. That's what made me want to do that one. I'm a big musical head. That's why I did Predestined. And so, you know, yeah. I hope I answered your question. I'm so sorry.
No, you did.
All right, so before we ask the next question, we got some Facebook viewers here. Tequila Johnson said, good evening, Aaron. Latara Davis, congratulations. I'm proud of you. Eddie Hall is watching. Lamar
Hey,
Brown. Anita Hill is watching. Tiffany Wade is watching.
all right, Tim.
And I got a message for you from Rick Party. Congratulations. He's proud of you. I just spoke to Rick on yesterday. Actually, it was this morning. And I was telling him that we were going to have a conversation this morning. So he was really excited. Now, your latest project, The Hunting of River Falls. Now, I want to know what inspired this movie and why was it important for you to tell this story now? But the most important question, did you do to them what they do to us in horror films?
Oh my!
That is, you know what? That is a very funny question. Okay, so let me backtrack it. Okay, what inspired me to come up with this story? So I wrote The Hunting of River Falls, and I was actually producing this movie as a live action last year. But as industry would have it, something took a left turn out of my control, and I was like, okay, which is not, it's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not uncommon in this industry.
Right.
You know,
Right.
y'all know stuff happened. So I was like, okay, so I still had the script sitting, and I'm working still, you know, trying to get it, you know, do live action. And I said, you know what? I said, let me just do a proof of concept. Let me just take the first 7 minutes of my script, just throw it in there. Let me just see what happens. Let me put my little spin on how I kind of visualize it in my head, and I put it together, and I just kind of had it sitting. It's new to a lot of people. It's not necessarily new to me. This is something I've been kind of holding for a little bit, but I was just like, you know what? Put it out there. Let me see what the people say. You know, this is the first 7 minutes of a film I wrote, and I'm let me get the people's reaction. And we put it on TikTok, and it shot off on TikTok. I think the video is close to 100,000 views now.
Wow.
It's shooting. So I was just like, oh, y'all like this? Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired me. You know, like I said, I'm a big horror head. I really am. And one of my favorite directors of all time is James Wan, who is a wonderful director in the horror space. I was like, I'm gonna get my little twist on it, you know, show where my inspiration kind of comes from. Now, did I do what others do to us in the movie? No, I did not. And you will be very proud of me, because I said we are not gonna die in the first few minutes of this movie. And
That's
now we're gonna be like, oh, well, Brenda died early on, and that wasn't gonna be that. This movie is a black cast. You see, we got survivors. We got people surviving. But no, the story is it's a very, very interesting story. You know, that kind of comes from basically what we hear in Black culture.
Right.
You know, of ancestors and we all of that. I was just like, okay, let me get my little twist on it. Now, all of the church folk, I know some of y'all was grilling me about it, but you know what? Look, I still love Jesus. I still love the Lord. At the end of the day, I still go to church. I went to church yesterday, so you know, it's
You know, I was rebuking. I was like, "Ooh, Lord, but we buying that."
Oh Lord, yeah. But that's good. That's what inspired me to do that story.
But you know what I love about you is you have such a creative mind. I mean, from a little child. When you're creating, what usually comes first? Is it the story, the message, the visuals? What usually comes first? Walk us through your creative process.
I would say that it's not even necessarily one thing. Anything could inspire me. Like even sitting here, it could just be an idea. Okay, I got something. Let me go write something. Let me go create something. Something I'm learning, something I have learned was to don't box my gift in. You know,
Yeah.
box it in. Don't put it in the box. You know, even when it comes down to, for example, when I did the horror. You know, I know I was just joking, y'all, about the church. I was joking. It's a joke. But you know, you probably will have some people that will look and say, well, you know, you're a church boy. You know, you got doing all this horror and all that. You know, but for me, something that I believe that anytime God gives us a gift, is because he wants us to utilize it. He wants us to make it work, right? And yeah, necessarily, you know, the filmmaker out there, it may not be my, you know, usual kind of uplifting, inspirational content. But once you go behind the movie and you go see the man that made the movie, then you actually start falling in love with that man's story and you see the God in him. So I just learned not to box my gift in. So anytime that, whether that's comedy, horror, drama, whatever it is, if God leads it to me, he's the one that gave me this imagination. I ain't give it to myself. So if he gave it to me and I'm gonna utilize it, I'm gonna make something work. I'm gonna make some magic with it. Yeah.
Now, you've received international awards for your work. How do those moments of recognition affect you personally and professionally?
Wow.
If I'm being honest, it's a great honor, but it doesn't. Not at all. If I'm being honest, it doesn't. Now as I've gotten older, I've actually learned to appreciate those moments a lot more now. Because back then I really wasn't appreciated. I was always on the run, so I was one place here, one place there. I was always moving. So it's like I didn't look up to smell the flowers. I just give myself a pat on the back or really sit and appreciate that. God, like even the being beat on the BET stages and traveling with the McDonald's organization, and you're seeing 5, 10,000, 15,000 people a night, and you're up there and and you're doing all of these things. I never took time to actually just say, wow, I actually did that, because it's a lot of moments that I don't even remember. Like I don't have no recollection of. Like people be bringing stuff up, I'm like, hey, all right, yeah, I think that did happen, right? It's a lot of times I have to ask my parents. I'd be like, did we do that? They were like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, because when you have your head down and you're just on the go, you don't realize everything of really what's happening. You just kind of learn to just pass through the moment to get to the next thing. Now as I've gotten older, I learned that it is okay to take some time out to appreciate your moment. Sit in it, because the moment ain't gonna last. So the next moment is gonna come the next day. So just appreciate that one. So that's something I'm learning now. But yeah.
Yeah, I love that, because when you're moving and you're in that moment, it's like you're not in that moment, right? And it's a lot of stuff that goes on, and then after you sit back and just realize, like, what just happened, it all kind of feel like a dream in a sense.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you were moving in a trance. It's like I was there, but I don't know.
Absolutely. That's what I wish I can remember the bittersweet plays. I like, as far, and I don't mean just the performance. I mean like the whole thing. I don't remember it like that because I was so zoned in. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's move to where it's like now I have to like rely on photos and videos that we took back then to kind of like, oh wow, okay, So yeah, I understand, definitely.
And we were talking a little earlier. We mentioned how the industry could be, things happen at the spur of the moment, things could change, and the film industry, they can look glamorous on the outside, but tough behind the scenes action be going on, right? What are some realities of filmmaking that's inspiring creatives, that aspiring creatives should be prepared for?
That everything isn't going to go as planned. Everything is not going to go as planned. Oh God, I wish everything went as planned a lot of the times, but one thing about this industry, don't come into this, and anybody will tell you, don't come into this industry for a quick dollar or for a quick buck or for a quick come up. That's not it. If God really has given you the passion for the arts and for creativity, it's something that you should do simply because that's the lane that God has given you. That's the passion. And it's so many moments. Like I'm gonna talk about one, which was when I had the Wendy Williams deal when I was 18. I had did a TV pilot, shot it, we pitched it, Wendy Williams picked it up. We was in talks of going to Netflix, with some very prominent people that we was rounding up and trying to get in the mix and attached to, the project. And, the divorce happened and things kind of went left, right? So you being how old was I at the time? You're being a 17, 18-year-old, teenager, who's still young in this industry, who has done something incredible to get the attention of, it wasn't just that, it was several other, high-powered individuals and productions and all of that. And it was just like, okay, wow, this didn't go how I thought it would go. Now I got to pivot. Now I got to do something else. Now I got to kind of find out. And it's okay. I think a lot of people don't tell people that it's okay. Just because something didn't work out, it's okay. There's something else on the other side of that opportunity. And the thing is, if I'm being honest, a lot of times God gives us redirection for a reason. He redirects our paths for a reason. And that was one of the things, that I can talk on, saying things ain't go the right way. It's several other things. I can talk about investors. I can talk about even events, things that's going on film. Prepare. All filmmakers prepare. There's going to be something that's going to go wrong. Y'all, I remember one time we had even long hours, y'all. Prepare for long hours. One time I had a 22-hour shoot straight. 22 hours straight. We worked the next day, but 22 hours straight, and we had some stuff going wrong, some stuff we had to try to figure out on the fly, some stuff we had to try. Okay, that's the world of filmmaking, but don't be scared of it. You go into it and you leave with your gift. God will he'll make a way for you. So.
Some more comments from Facebook. Mama Johnson said you were 17 when that deal was going down. Okay. Latara said that the play was a phenomenal play. We need more of that. We need more. Deacon Joe Riley said, can he be in the next movie? He can be the mayor.
Oh, Mr. Riley. It's good to hear from Mr. Riley. I haven't seen Mr. Riley in a long time.
Now, Aaron, you've got momentum right now. So what upcoming projects or new adventures can audience expect from you soon?
So, that's a great question. So here's what a lot of people can expect. I am right now, we are in the midst of kicking out a lot of content, producing a lot of content. So what we're doing is we have built our own community. We've built our own fan base. We're building our own community of people that actually want to see work coming from Just Believe Pictures. Thank you once again to everybody that recently watched the documentary we just released. Thank y'all so much. I truly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. For all those that supported Lost and Predestined and Love Therapy and all of that, thank y'all so much, truly. So we have a Patreon account. It is called Just Believe Pictures, and we are a community of believers. I like to call my supporters believers because we believers in dual ways. If we believe in a God, we gonna believe in ourselves, as well. And we make magic over there. So we have a Patreon account. You can go to patreon.com. Just search up Just Believe Pictures. You can subscribe to it, and we will be releasing content very, very frequently. And I actually have another project that will be coming out sooner than later, y'all. And I'm talking like in the next, I ain't gonna give a timeline, but very soon, this month. It's called Ascend, and I'm so excited for it. Been working hard on it, and I hope y'all enjoy it. We are going on y'all about to get the inner workings of my mind. See, y'all got the drama and the stuff. Y'all finna get this little kid that stayed in his room watching nothing but fantasy shows and superhero shows and all of that. Oh yeah, y'all getting that little nerd in me. So I'm so excited to show y'all this project and present to it. So we are releasing it exclusively on Patreon for all of our members. So I'm so excited for that. And it's going to be more. It's going to be a lot more projects. Y'all are going to see a lot from Just Believe Pictures. Outside of that, we have a film fest that is coming up towards the end of this year up here in Atlanta. It is called the Atlanta AI Film Fest, which is presented by LCC, which is our organization, Lights Camera Connection. We've honored we've honored Uncle Rick Party. We've honored Chrissy Collins, who was Beyonce's background singer for like 17, 18 years. If you guys remember her from the Tyler Perry play, what was it? Medea Goes to Jail. She did Lord, was it Yes, Jesus Love Me? I believe it was Yes, Jesus Love Me. She was the one Medea stomped out in the jail cell. So we honored her. God, who did we honor? We honored Demetria McKinney from she played Janine in House of Pain. We've honored countless of other people. Angel Love, Shaquita Smith from Wicked City. We've honored a whole slew of great entertainers in this business. So we are bringing that back. Our last event, I think we had close to if it wasn't 300, I think it was close to 300 people came out. Shocked us. We was fresh up here. I said, who is all these people? I don't know these many people. you know, word of mouth. I guess word of mouth spread, and everybody showed up in their best. So it is a red carpet affair,
Awesome.
top to bottom. So you know, come decked out. It is happening in September, and we will be dropping more information on that, and when we are opening up for the AI Film Fest, so everybody can submit their films. And yeah, we are literally just learning to appreciate our fellow creators, you know,
Yes.
fellow people in this business. You know, I always like to say everybody isn't going to make it to the Oscars or the Emmys or the Golden Globe stages, but that does not mean that their work is in vain. And it does not mean that they are not valuable, and what they do to this industry is not valuable, because we always kind of look at the target as this one thing, but not even realizing you are a lot further than where you were and where a lot of people are. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you look back over, you can like, wow, I've grown so much. Like we started here. Like even you guys, y'all show. Look, we on StreamYard, and the next you know, we're gonna be seeing y'all host y'all live podcasts on Netflix. Like Netflix doing podcast deals now. So hey, you know, we speaking that, throwing that out there, #1 podcast.
Absolutely.
So you know, yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell what we got cooking right now.
Yeah, that's awesome, Aaron, because just to see how you have developed over the years, not only through your film, you personally, and look, you're not just a preacher kid, you a preacher. MJ, I was in disbelief. I was like, my mouth dropped. I was like, wow. Look at Aaron. Look how he has grown and matured.
Yeah.
Not only in the film industry, but in the word. He never forgot God. He never left God. And I just love it. You know, the Just Believe pictures, man. That's awesome. How you're building faith, ministry, and marketplace all in one. And that's what we need. We need those kingdom influencers like you. We need that light in the industry like you're presenting. Now, Aaron, we may have someone that is listening tonight who has a story but feel afraid to
Hold on,
step.
Des.
Mhm.
One thing that we have to also mention is that Aaron is humble, and besides being humble, he's still in college and graduating this year.
Yeah. We
I don't know.
graduate this year. Yeah.
Listen, he been grinding since a shorty. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Wait, between him and Ebony, I don't know how they do it.
Listen, and I'm so proud of Ebony. I am so proud of her. I am so proud. I seen her become a Miramar police officer. I say, girl, you better do the thing. You better do it. I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her. Oh yeah, we graduate this year. After that, heading off to law school. Getting my JD entertainment law. You know, I've learned to represent myself. I said, look, you pay these attorneys a lot of money. You pay them a lot of money. So I said, hey, I'll get that check along with what I'm doing. So, but no, I'm super excited for that. That's a whole other different journey. You know, I'm very interested in pushing myself. You know, and I don't believe once again in limiting. So I don't believe in putting myself in a box. You know, this isn't something I thought initially. You know, I was like, oh, this would be something I kind of be interested in learning. But you know, hey, God had it fixed this way, so I was like, all right, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna make it happen. So, but I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. And listen, anytime somebody calls me a preacher, it makes me nervous. Y'all seen the people I come from. Y'all seen the people I come from. Look. I say, look, I don't hold a candlestick. I say, look, when they ask me to do something, I come up there with my little Sunday school lesson. I just kind of move on to the side. So I get a little nervous. They call me preachers. I'm like, look, them the preachers. They tornadoes. You know, I'm just a little gust of wind. But
You're doing it, and it just flows so naturally. I love it. I love it. I love to see how you're just blossoming, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So back to the question. For someone who's listening tonight who feels like they have a story, but they're afraid to step out and to share their story, what would you say to encourage them to keep going, to not shut it up, just tell their story?
I'll say this. We hear it all the time. There's somebody that needs to hear your story because it helps them. You know, and we believe that, and we know that we share our story, you know, somebody else helps them. But can I be honest? Sometimes sharing your story is freeing for yourself.
Yes.
Freeing for you. Also, I would say that studying psychology, it has definitely taught me how much trauma we carry on a day-to-day, and how bottled it can be, and how it shows in different aspects of our everyday living. And I'll say this: 2026, free yourself from your trauma, free yourself, whether that is talking about whatever it is that you're going through that's keeping you from sharing your story, or that's doing it in a creative fashion, you know, telling it through music, you know, sharing it through medium of film, books, journals, whatever it is. Share your story, because yes, there's somebody that do need to hear it. There's somebody that will be impacted by it, but also you don't know what God has on the other end of you sharing.
Yes.
Your story. Because a lot of times there be doors and opportunities that is on the other side of us just opening up our mouths. You know, if we go to the word, even the word says, you know, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but you know, we have not because we
Yeah, it's not.
you know, definitely in this season of your life, you know, tell your story. Don't allow not a circumstance, not a situation, and don't be ashamed of your story. I think that too. That's another thing. A lot of times we are ashamed of our stories, or we are ashamed where we comes from, because it necessarily don't paint us in a good light, or don't paint our situation in a good light. But if we're being honest, everybody goes through something behind that mask we wear every day. You know, we wear it on social media. You know, we got to wear it around certain individuals. We got to put on the perfect smile and hey, how you doing, and all of that. But when you go home, you got to take that off. Everybody is dealing with something. So, you know, there is somebody that will be impacted by the things that it want to explain. God gave you a story for a reason. So God can't get the glory if you keep your mouth shut. So there's that.
MJ.
Family, that is our nephew, evangelist Aaron.
I'm screaming.
Avont Johnson.
Look, hey, Aaron, you're about to guide this conversation in a whole different direction when you talk about trauma. And MJ, don't even open it, because MJ.
You will be surprised. You will be surprised. That's something that has definitely and I'm not gonna prolong, because I know y'all got other things y'all got to do, but I was just making sure that's one of the things that I am learning. It was two books that I recently got that really impacted me. One book is a book that says It Didn't Start With You. That is the name of the book, and it's talking about trauma. It didn't start with you. And and just a little fun fact for y'all who didn't know, a lot of trauma that we even experience, trauma can be inherited. Trauma can be passed down, even for a woman who's pregnant and she experiences something traumatic. She can pass that trauma on to the baby, and it can go on. Like, trauma is very serious. Trauma stays stored up in the body, because as Black people, we have learned to take it, get back up, and keep moving. But if we keep sweeping everything up under the carpet, at some point in time, you're gonna run out of space.
Yeah,
you have nowhere to put it, and you are just a big old ball of, you don't know why you up this day, down this day. You don't know why you here this day, now your mind somewhere else another day. You know, those things, we can't run from it. We can't run from it. We gotta sit it.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That was it. Yeah.
No, I think sometimes we just get so comfortable in sitting in the trauma, because people will say, no, I'm not traumatized by anything. You know, nothing is bothering me. And I think it's because we have learned to function through the dysfunction and just harbor, like you said, that trauma. And then when that pressure just blows, everybody's like, what happened? So we listen, you don't tap into something. We need to deal with trauma. Yep. We need to deal with our issues and not act like that it's nothing bothering us. It's okay to say you're not okay.
But you want to know something? The crazy thing is society, and speaking to our people, because we're talking to our people. Speaking to our people, to society tells us that even if you're not okay, fake it. Act like you are, even if you're not. And sometimes we can get so caught up in the faking to where we begin to believe we're actually okay, when there's really some stuff that's hurting you deep down. And you may get triggered and you're like, I don't know why that bothered me as bad as it did. Or I don't know why. Because sometimes, if I'm being honest, we learn to live in dysfunction. And dysfunction can become normal.
Right.
And when dysfunction becomes your normal, you know no other way.
Absolutely.
And now you're passing on that normal down to your children. Now that is their normal. And now you are breeding a generation of dysfunction because somebody had to be the one to say, okay, I got to do a self-check-in. Because if we being honest, there's even things that we have gotten from generations ahead of us that has been dysfunctional. You know, even you telling black folks, don't cry. Don't cry. You don't show no emotion. You don't do that. Like, what we are basically saying is act like we are robots. Put away the fact that you are a human. Put away the fact that you have emotions and just operate in society that can make everybody feel comfortable, because nobody has space to deal with your emotions, which is not true. We have to deal with that, because if not, we will be a walking bag of toxicity, just passing it out to everybody we come in contact with. And that's real.
Yeah, and you're right. We have some comments going on in here. My sis, your mom said we have to grieve and then grow. Yes. And if you don't give yourself time in the space to grieve, then you're just going to harbor all of that, and it's going to just bleed on other people.
That's
and,
it.
and the fake it till you make it thing, it just kills me, because not only do you fake it within yourself, you fake it within every aspect of your life, whether it's work, whether it's church. Your mind gets so accustomed to faking it till you feel that that's your reality.
Yep.
And somebody bring it out, you get mad.
That's it. And that whole grieving,
you have to face it.
Yeah, and that grieving process, that is real. Even when it comes down to family members, even when it comes down to close friendships and friends and relationships. If I'm being honest, a lot of times we get heartbroken not over the reality, but we get heartbroken over the potential. We get heartbroken over that potential, because I'll tell you this: if you are dealing with a family member, or you're dealing with a boyfriend or a cousin or whatever kind of dynamic that you have, a lot of times we over sensualize that relationship connection in our head. Oh, but this is supposed to be this person to me. This is supposed to be that person to me. This is supposed to be that person to me. And a lot of times we hype up the potential of the relationship instead of looking at the reality, because when you look at the reality, you realize there was a lot of red flags I just chose to ignore because this was this person, or because this was mama, this was daddy, this was cousin, this was Uncle Bill, this was Auntie Mary, this was this person. So we got to kind of let it slide, and we got to let that dysfunction slide, because this is them, and I need that kind of relationship. But I'm gonna tell you, the greatest form of self-love that you can do for yourself is putting yourself in a situation where you can grow mentally, spiritually, financially, and not feel hindered, not feel weighted, and then also not feel gaslit, that you have to feel bad about protecting your peace. I am big on that. Protecting your peace, because the thing is, if you ain't got your peace, you can't help nobody else get theirs. So you are too busy trying to harbor on and trying to just keep things and trying to look. Sometimes the best things you can do for yourself, and then it's a true statement that they say, if you really love somebody, sometimes the best thing you can do for them is let them walk, let them go. You can love them from afar. And that's something that we see a lot in our Black families. You know, we see a lot of, then I ain't gonna say just Black families, period, because there's no perfect family, but I can speak for I can speak as a Black man who comes from a family. You know, you see a lot of dysfunction, a lot of things that isn't necessarily right. So you have to put yourself in a position to say, am I going to pass on this dysfunction? Am I going to continue this toxic culture that we have, or am I going to be the one to make that shift and make that change for this next generation, even if that means saying I love you, but I have to love myself more in this moment. Go ahead.
I definitely feel that, because that was something that I told Des in the beginning when she called me and said Happy New Year. Listen, I'm protecting my peace this year, and you know, a lot of times you have to detach from what you know as familiar, because a lot of times it's the familiarity that gives you the most grief and pain. So sometimes you have to just step back and look at the situation, reevaluate, and then you have to, is it going to be this situation, or is it going to be me and my heart? So, you know, a lot of times we neglect to put ourselves first. And in 2026, that's something that I've been saying from the beginning. Protect your own peace, because if you don't, nobody else will.
That's it. That's it. And then too, it's the word talks about it. And a lot of times we like to skip over it. The word says, guard your heart. Guard your heart. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if you give your heart away to enough dogs that's gonna rip it up and rip it to shreds, you ain't gonna have nothing left to give one that God actually sends for you. So that's another reason why God tells us to protect our heart, because if we give our heart away and allow everybody to trample on it and stomp on it, how about when God send you that wife, or God send you that husband, or when God send you that spouse, you're not gonna be in a healthy place to receive that kind of love, because all you know is my heart has been damaged and it's been trampled on. Now you got walls up. Now you're being so super protective. You're walking super paranoid. And God is like, I can't even give you who I wanted to, because you done gave your heart to all of the wrong people. You got to guard your heart. Guard your heart and protect your peace. That's something I always stand on. Yeah.
That's awesome. Listen, y'all just heard faith, film, and freedom. This word right here get you free and get you right. And but you know what, Aaron, I believe that was necessary, because somebody out there that is either watching this live or going to watch the replay that needed to hear what you said concerning trauma. Everything you said was impactful. But I think this little section here, as you begin to speak on trauma, is much, much needed, because we're carrying it. And we wonder to ourselves why nothing is changing.
Yeah.
But we have to look within ourselves to say, hey, I'm not dealing with the real issue.
That's it.
So, Des, with that being said, we're going to have to do a part 2 with Aaron Avont Johnson on the psychology part.
Oh!
Hey, yeah, we got to pick that brain. Yes, absolutely.
I'm here for it. I love these kinds of conversations. I'm all here for it. This is my type of talk. I'm all here for it.
And I see Ty said we're expected to be strong. So we take the I am strong versus what we really are feeling in certain moments. We take on, I can't look weak because I'm the strong one. It's okay not to be okay sometimes. And it's healthy to identify what we are feeling.
Absolutely. And that's unfortunately that's that scarlet letter that's more of a social issue on a bigger scale. It's because it's not just the way Black folks and not just the way our people look at each other, but it's the way society looks at us. You know,
Right.
even go back to to the days of slavery, and you seen those women who were given birth and they had no type of consideration for the kind of pain that woman would be in, or even experiments that they would do on the Black people, simply because they believe we could not experience pain. It was just supposed to be expected to be okay. These are traits that go way back, way beyond us, way beyond our generations. I believe that is something that socially has to change. But we can start by changing that in our everyday homes, in the people that we live with. You know, how often are you checking in on your significant other or your children or on that family member, on that, like how often? And I don't mean just checking in like, hey, you good? Okay, cool. Like we know how we do, you know, you good? You all right? Cool. We just pass it by. But no, mentally check in with them. You know, sometimes, you know, honestly, we all be wanting somebody to talk to, but a lot of us don't want to be burdens. A lot of us don't want to, you know, a lot of us don't feel like we got that safe space, especially as a Black man. You know, you don't feel like you got a safe space a lot of times to share your issues or to share what it is you're feeling, because especially us, you get taught to, hey, you can't cry, you can't show no emotion, you got to learn to be Superman with 1,000 webs on your back, and you got to learn to keep it going, and you cannot be, and you cannot. That is all forms of like internalized trauma, you know, that we get, society gives us, you know. So, you know, it's something that I hope changes. And like I said, we can see the change in our everyday homes. Just start with the people in your house. Start with the people that's on your phone. Just start mentally checking in with people. Just no, I just don't want to know if you're good. Where's your mind at? You know, that's something I ask. I like to say, where's your mind at? What you think?
Absolutely.
No,
No, go ahead.
You know, that's just a form of checking in. So start checking in with your loved ones because they can really need it.
Yeah. And I think it's just the ability to shift your mindset And MJ, this is reminding me of another conversation that we had maybe 2 Saturdays ago. You know, because this happened to my ancestors or to my parents doesn't necessarily mean that I have to accept that. Somebody somewhere at some time seemed like should take on the responsibility to say, hey, that's not going to be me. That's not going to be my children. That's not going to be my grandchildren. And just as generational curses were started, they're made to be broken. And we can walk in generational blessings over our family. And just like you said, it starts at home. We have to show our children and we have to show our families something different that we may not had growing up. Absolutely. Or we may not have seen. So it is possible to break those generational curses. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to live there. It just takes a mind shift, a mind change to say, this will not be me. This has to stop. And we're going to walk in generational blessings. We shall have. We shall be above and not be beneath. We shall be lenders and not borrowers. That's it. We shall be the head and not the tail. Okay. That's it. That's it.
Are you sure? You done?
Yes.
Okay, because
I'm done. I'm done.
Sure?
I know we got to go, MJ.
Listen, family. Aaron, once again, thank you so much. This has been such an incredible conversation. Yes. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing your heart, sharing your journey, your insight with us. Before we let you go, though, you have to tell us how we can keep up with you, company, and everything that you're doing on social media.
Definitely. Everybody, you can follow me on all of my social media at Aaron Avont, Avont Johnson, to government name. You could also follow me on my website at ajpfilms.com. And like I said, guys, we just started a Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com. Search up Just Believe Pictures or patreon.com/Just Believe Pictures and become a member of the family. We got a lot of great things coming. We got some more content that we are dropping, and I'm so excited for you all to see it. You all are going to this year. You all are definitely going to get to know another side of me this year, creatively speaking, content wise. So I'm so excited for that. So yeah, you guys just stay updated. We got a lot of great things coming. Once again, the documentary Embracing the Dream, y'all go watch it. It is on Prime Video. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for having me. Y'all know y'all families. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Aaron, are you taking speaking engagements? Are you booking for that too? Because you're ready.
You want to know something? And I know we got to go. You want to know something? I started off as a motivational speaker, right? Not because I necessarily wanted to. But they was like, my parents, they were like, look, you going to have to speak in front of somebody one day. You might as well get your rounds in. So I remember I used to be so nervous to speak, like, publicly. I used to have panic attacks behind the curtains when I had to do the school auditoriums and all of that. And I remember it was one time my dad, he had a smoke because my dad, he would be the one I lean on. Because when I feel like I'm bombing, I'll be like, I'm gonna open up the floor to Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you want to say something real quick? So he'll come in and save me because he's good at that. He's good at that, So growing up, he taught me like, hey, he taught me some things when it comes down to public speaking. And I was just like, okay, I built up my confidence in it. But speaking engagements, if we talking about, y'all want me to go do a motivational speech at your school graduation, bar mitzvah, at your, getting out of jail party, I do it. I do it. I give her a little 1-2. I give her a 1-2.
Oh man, listen, family, we want you all to stay connected to all things Aaron Johnson. He is doing a phenomenal job in film, in faith, in the marketplace. He is just an all-around great guy that is moving in the direction that God is leading him. And Aaron, we just want to say thank you for reminding us that our story and our purpose do matter, that we are purpose-driven, creativity that can change lives. Our creativity, our passion, all of that could change somebody else's life and impact people from all over. Family, make sure you're watching for The Hunting of River Falls. Yes. and following all Aaron's work. Listen, this conversation tonight, it's one for the books for 2026.
Listen, we've kicked off 2026 in a major way. And, Aaron, make sure you tell mom and dad that we said hello and send them our love. And, it doesn't even take us to have anything going on. If you've got anything going on, just let us know. We'll definitely open our platform up to you, whether it be here or whether it be on the radio. Just let us know. We got you covered. Family, listen, thank you guys for tuning in to Conversations with Them Two. I'm your boy MJ. She is
Lady Des.
And before we go, we want to remind you to make sure you pick up the book. You Are the Stage. It's the roadmap to taking you where you need to go and know in the spotlight. Also, don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel, Conversations with Them Two, the Shenanigan Crew. Drop us a line, follow, like, subscribe, share alike, and definitely make sure you follow our nephew, Aaron Avont Johnson, because bigger and better things are coming.
Absolutely. And we just want to thank everybody that joined the chat. Thank you for engaging in this conversation because, Aaron, we definitely have to bring you back to do this again. This has been very impactful, edifying, and encouraging. And we just want to say thank you to your parents. You have awesome parents. Pastor Prophetess Tequila Johnson, Apostle Dashay Johnson, Go Dolphins.
Look, you trying to make that man get off of work and go fly right down there to Miami.
Every time you see it, he's like, "What mullet, man?" But you have awesome parents, and we've been together a long time, and just to see how they poured into their children, not just you, Caleb, Dontrell, all of you are doing great things. So I commend the Johnson family. Y'all, they even wrote a book. We didn't even talk about the
You might not shout that out real quick.
Go right ahead.
Okay, everybody, look, we wrote a book called Faith, a guide in faith in Lord Jesus. It's a long name. Ma, post it down in the comments. I think it's a family guide in faith and entertainment. There we go. It's a long name. Y'all forgive me. A family guide in faith and entertainment. You can find it on Amazon. Written by the Johnson family. And guys, listen, when we say this book was written by us, it was written by us. We just everybody got their own section of the book. So you will actually be able to get all of the inside of the insides, like the inside stories nobody ever knew about, the stories that we talk about in entertainment, the stories that's going to uplift you, the stories that's going to touch you, the stories that's going to make you laugh, make you cry, make you say what. This is all of that in that book, and it's going to be informational for you, especially if you are somebody looking to get into the entertainment business. This is the book for you because it is definitely not only a story, it is a guide for those that want to step in entertainment. We kind of give you guys a little 1, 2, 3 step on kind of where to look to, because sometimes we just don't be knowing where to look or what to look for. So we kind of give you a few points that can help you. So definitely, you guys grab that. It is Amazon, Kindle. You guys make sure y'all go ahead and grab it. And thank y'all so much for those that have supported the book.
So awesome, and we want to say hello to Mama Patrick. I see Mama Patrick in the chat. She said, "Awesome conversation. Keep up the good work, young man."
Thank you, love. Thank you.
That's Mama Patrick of the Patricks out of Memphis, Tennessee. Yes.
No.
MJ.
All right, family. Well, join us again next Monday at 8:30 in the PM, where we do it all over again. It's Conversations with Them Two. Once again, a very special thank you to our nephew, Aaron Avont Johnson, the evangelist. Make sure you follow him. Make sure let's make that the hunting of River Falls. Let's make it go #1 because he needs our support. And I guarantee you, it's not the last time you're going to see this young man. So follow. All right, family. So until next Monday at 8:30 in the PM, we bid you love and peace. Good night.
Good night, everybody.